Hello, welcome in to this edition of Sandhu and Sheen, Sheen and Sandhu for Week 16 in the NFL. Season's going by, Jer. Week 16 is already here.
Crazy
times in the NFL. Yeah, okay. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. We got some picks up our sleeve. 4 picks against the spread, 1 teaser pick, 1 underdog, and anything else that we can fit into the mix. Last week wasn't your best week, Jer. Some tough losses. I got through with 3-1, so I'm on fire lately.
I should have been 0-4. Buffalo should have lost that game. I'm glad they rescued me there, but times are tough when you're a favorite, Hawk, and it's late in the season. And Vegas has figured out pretty well every team, so those lines are pretty sharp. Probably should have went with Jacksonville.
Very.
Thinking back, but it's a new week, and just like last time, I bounced back. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, let's get it on and cracking. We got some platinum picks to give out. You're going to start it off with a primetime game, Jacksonville at Denver. What are you thinking in this one?
You know, Denver's just won way too many games in a row. I know they're supposed to be this dominant force, but I just don't see it on the offensive side of the ball. Defense, of course, Sean Payton, best defensive mind of the NFL last decades, and just the personnel is, second to none. They're on the defense. Will the offense pull ahead? I'm thinking again, if Jacksonville can throw up 21 on this Denver defense, I think they got it. And plus the 3, I'm liking even more. Could be a tight game. You never know. I really see Jacksonville kind of, when you're on a streak, streaks are hard to keep going, and they're going into the playoffs. They don't need to be thinking about another thing.
Everyone's
streak.
Got the target on you.
Even if they do get the bye, it's not really always ideal to be going into the playoffs on this crazy 13-game winning, 14, whatever the streak is going to be. Obviously they're not going to tank, but I think this is where it happens, and this Jacksonville team is poised. They look great, and maybe it'll be a close one, or maybe they'll only cover, but I really like it. Jacksonville plus the 3.
If you think about it, these are very similar teams on paper. Obviously Denver's got the better defense, but throughout the year most people have been better get his ass in gear if they want to make the playoffs. They got Miami sandwiched in between this game, so I'm going to lay the 3 with Tampa and Baker and gang for gold.
Yeah, I am always
going
against Carolina. I used to call them Carolooza for a reason, and they kind of showed me some flashes. And I'm saying on the show all the time, like I think it's maybe their time in this NFC Southeast, but. They just keep having chance after chance after chance. If they don't do it here, don't really see it happening anymore. But I like it. Tampa.
Yeah.
Rebound, get right.
I think it's more about Tampa just turning around, and you've had 2 really, really bad performances in the division. This is your get right spot. So I'll lay the 3 with Tampa on the road. For gold, I'm going back to last week's picks. I took Washington against the Giants, and I'm going to take them again. They're still playing hard for Dan Quinn. Obviously, Mariota is playing for a job next year. And I'm going to take the 6.5 against the Eagles, who are coming off a shutout. I generally like to fade teams coming off a shutout, and I like to take teams that have been shut out. So, the Eagles, they needed that victory, and they beat up on the Raiders, Kenny Pickett. But I think Washington, a division battle, will be a little bit more competitive. Washington, 3 of the last 4 weeks have been pretty good, minus that one shutout loss in Minnesota. So I think
Any
Eagles might be
divisional
looking ahead to
matchup,
that Buffalo game.
right? Any divisional matchup over 3.5, it's pretty smart to take, even though the
It's
records
tempting.
will not show. And it's the champs and
No.
Washington. Oh, they suck. But yeah, exactly. Mariota's playing for his job. Dan Quinn's coaching for his job. So yeah, I think if anything, they'll try to
Yeah.
keep it close. Unfortunately for my Birds.
Well, you think about it, Washington, they can score the ball, right? And Vegas, they couldn't even get 100 yards rushing last week. So I'm pretty sure Commanders can put up 200-300 yards of offense. And Eagles are not, I mean, yeah, they blew out Vegas, but Vegas doesn't really have a proper offense, but more on Vegas later. Yeah, so I'm liking this pick. It's on Saturday, 2 games on Saturday. Commanders, I look for them to hang and maybe shock the world, but we'll see about that one. Okay, for your gold pick for this week, we're going to the Giants and the Minnesota Vikings. What are you thinking for your gold pick?
I'm thinking that Minnesota's kind of got a bit of a rhythm. I know this is a game of the week, the WEAK, but yeah, I think Minnesota's going to continue to roll. And like I said, McCarthy, not too many people are high on him, so he's got to keep showing them that, hey, I can be the guy. So, and rolling into
Right.
a New York Giants team that just seems like they're tanking for Mendoza or whatever. They're obviously with Jackson Dart, they won't do that. They'll probably go for defense or something, offensive line or something like that. But yeah, they're in line to get one of those top picks. So I don't think that, they're not going to tank, but I don't think they're going to try very hard here. And yeah, Minnesota's going to kind of continue to roll with the offense here. And yeah, just squeak
Yeah,
through. I don't expect a blowout.
a lot of talk about Dart and his concussions. You know, they said only 2 games that he's played that he hasn't gone to the blue tent, which is, it's concerning. But honestly, I think this guy's he's a competitor. He's trying a little too hard to make an impression, and that's why he just takes those big hits and gets concussed. But I mean, the way Minnesota looked last week, they almost look like they're back on track, and you're getting the better defense here. So
love the defense
Giants
always. So
might be a team. Yeah, you got that blitz machine on the defensive side there, Flores and gang. So maybe the Giants have packed it in. They do have technically the first spot ahead of Vegas by percentage points. So let's see what happens in that game and for the end of the season. And we will move it on to our silver picks. I'll let you start it off. Cleveland and Buffalo, Shador and gang have looked pretty bad the last few weeks, Jer. Are they done? What's going on with this one?
Yeah, no, I really think that Buffalo's just starting to roll here. I know Cleveland's defense is worldly, and Myles Garrett would like nothing more than to sack one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL right now, get his record. But yeah, I still think that in the end, in the fourth quarter, even if it's close, Buffalo's going to pull ahead, get a few scores probably in the fourth quarter, and definitely take it by double digits. That Cleveland offense just can't seem to get rolling.
No, the offense is pretty bad for Cleveland right now, and it's putting their defense in tough spots where they got to be on the field for like 75% of the game. And I don't care how good your defense is if you're on the field that long and you're putting in that many plays and you're getting shitty field position, you're going to let up points, right? So I think this comes down to Buffalo's defense. Can they play like the way they have the last 3 weeks, especially in the second half? Maybe not the first half. But, I mean, Shador, he looked good against Tennessee. Not so great against San Francisco. And then last week it was pretty bad against Chicago. But I think, if he can get some points up, maybe they keep it close. I think it's a battle of probably the best offensive player and a battle of the best defensive player we have in the National Football League. So Let's see if Cleveland has some life in that one, but it's looking like a sinking ship. Don't know what they're going to be doing in the offseason for their QBs, but I guess it's all up in the air. We'll see what goes on in the wacky world of Cleveland. All right, for my silver pick, we are going to the toilet bowl. For my version, it is the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons pulled off the upset victory, had them last Thursday. Now I am fading them as a road favorite. I just can't take them as a road favorite. Obviously, Arizona is pretty shitty, but your guy in the backfield there, Brissett, he can sling it. And the last couple of weeks, I mean, they've gone up against probably the two best defenses in the NFL, Houston and the Rams. And, they still put up 20-odd points against those teams. So I have no fears about Atlanta's defense and Atlanta's team right now. They shouldn't be laying points on the road in this one. So it's a value grab and getting those points at home. And I think most people would just grab Atlanta. And it hasn't gone to 3 yet, so I think there's obviously some big money coming in. On Zona, it's ugly, it's stinky. You close your eyes, plug your nose, and take Zona plus 2.5 in a toilet bowl. Okay, I'm going to set it off with bronze picks for week 16. Ooh, another ugly dog. This is a big dog, though. This is Vegas plus 14.5, Jer. Vegas got shut out, looked horrible. Houston, took care of Arizona pretty good. Won by, 20 points. On paper, this would probably be a 30-3 game, I would think. But I just think Vegas has to show some heart here. You're playing for some jobs. Not sure if Geno's going to play or not, but I expect a little bit of a letdown from Houston. They've been playing some pretty good teams, and now they're facing lowly Vegas. I think they can just, do a little walkthrough, win by 7-10, and Vegas,
NFL team,
shows up one of these
14
weeks.
Points. You're gonna, that's any NFL team can be getting squashed by 21 and then get a garbage touchdown and a field goal or whatever down the stretch when the defense are back on their heels, knowing that the win is imminent. Definitely. And it's just way too many points. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's just, I'm more of a fade of Houston just because like Vegas, obviously they're not the greatest team, but the last time they got shut out, they came back and covered the next week against Denver. And I think every team that's been shut out this year has come back covered the next week, and that's been one of my main emphasis for taking them. So it's just fading Houston. They're probably going to be looking at the calendar and be like, Vegas? These guys are bums, right? We don't even got to show up, right? So, and there's always the opportunity of a backdoor cover. So give me those ugly Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll, probably one of his last games he'll be coaching. And we move it on to your bronze picture. You are going to the Lions and Pittsburgh Steelers games. And what are you thinking in this one?
I know the Lions have put up a lot of points in the last few games, but I could see Pittsburgh possibly winning this game now that they've showed me a little something. Like I said, the Lions score a lot of points, so Pittsburgh's going to have to kind of take off where they left off in this last game and start scoring and just kind of doing their thing and sticking to it. And if Pittsburgh scores 28 again, no problem thinking that they're going to cover the 7. I don't see Detroit scoring much more than a 30 burger on that Pittsburgh defense. So I'm loving Pittsburgh plus the 7.
Is it me or is Detroit's offense not the same without Laporta?
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's not. No Ben Johnson, no Laporta. Just it's so different.
It's just a two-headed monster, right? Like you got Gibbs and obviously St. Brown, and after that, it's kind of a maybe Williams once in a while, but can't fully trust him. And I think Detroit's they're being priced more like last year's Lions or the year before, and they're just not bringing that same Detroit pizzazz here. So I think this game should be more like 4.5 maybe for Detroit. So yeah, it's definitely an inflated line. So I'm liking that pick, Pittsburgh +7, and I think Paul will be on board with that pick. Okay, let's go to our dog of the week. You are liking the Vrabel bounce back here?
Yeah, whenever there's a huge letdown like that, a team kind of comes together and wants to try their best to not blow it 2 weeks in a row. They're still at the upper echelon of the AFC. They want to try their best to stay there. So why not?
Yeah.
It's the most attractive dog that
defense,
I've seen on the docket anyways.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely one of the better teams for an underdog this week. But I think it's a lot of it is people saw New England just fall face first in the second half there, and then they seen Baltimore coming off a shutout victory, right? So it just seems easy. 2.5 -3 take Baltimore. So I think that's a solid play. For me, mine's more of a shot in the dark. I'm going to take those Dolphins, led by Quinn Ewers out of Texas. They played pretty well prior to that Pittsburgh game, and we know Miami, they like to beat up on shitty teams, and Cincinnati's a shitty team right now, and I don't really think Quinn Ewers is that much of a downgrade from Tua, if at all. Take a shot in the dark. Miami, probably the better team right now. Cincinnati obviously has Joe Burrow and gang, but their team is pretty much third straight year they're going to miss the playoffs. So give me Dolphins as an underdog. I actually have a underdog money line parlay that I'll get to a little bit later. And let's go to our teaser time in this week's show. You're teasing up Carolina +10 and Seattle +8 in 2 division battles. Sounds like a pretty solid play there.
Any divisional battle, you're getting that many points. Like we always say on the show, a lot of these division games come down to a field goal. Once in a blue moon, there's a blowout because they knew each other so well. But it's too much of the percentage scale of the entire game. 50% being, one team and 50% being the other team, and blowouts on either end. You're getting about 60-70% of that whole what if. So it's good. It's good numbers.
Yeah, I mean they're 3 and 1 point underdogs respectively, right? So they could easily win the games outright themselves, right? So they're just getting a nice little added cushion there, an extra touchdown in the pocket. And for my teaser for this week, I am taking Zona up past 8.5 and taking the Chargers up past 8. Both teams, small dogs, going through the key numbers of 3 and 7. As I like to do on the regular. All right, let's do a picks recap real quick. We got for Jared, we got the Jaguars getting +3 in Denver. That'll be in the late window. Minnesota laying 3 against the beat-up the Gigantes, Jackson Dart and gang. Buffalo laying 10 against the Cleveland Shadors. And Pittsburgh +7 in Detroit, Motor City. We'll move it on to my picks. We got Tampa Bay -3 in Carolina, divisional matchup. Skins +6.5 against the Eagles on Saturday. Yeah, I know. I like to just call them the Skins once in a while just to piss people off. But yeah, I didn't call them by the full name. So the Skins +6.5. Divisional battle. They've been playing with some heart. Zona +2.5 in the toilet bowl against Atlanta. Someone's got to win this game. Give me the points. And Vegas in a major letdown spot for Houston, a team I've been backing, and this time I'm fading their asses. And a little underdog money line parlay I got cooked up here. It pays almost 12-1. It's Jacksonville plus 145, Arizona plus 125, and Giants plus 130. $10 will make you 120. So,
Nice.
Little
Love
shot
it.
in the dark. Yeah, a little shot in the dark, and shits and giggles, and came through last week, so I'll give it a shot once again. And that does it for this week's show. We would like to thank everyone for taking your time out of your busy days to watch us on SNS Pigskin Picks. And we hope you'll be back for our Week 17 picks and our preview shows all across the week. Jer, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I've been waiting for Hewer's chance here. Been following him for a long time, 6 years. And I think he can do well. Just got to get some good stuff around him. Peace.
Yeah, let's see what happens in that one. All right. See everyone later.
Let's get